You don't have a branding problem, you have an identity problem, and no Canva template is gonna fix that. Because what most people call branding is just decoration. New colors, a nicer logo, a slightly better website. But high-end clients, they're not buying your fonts. They're buying who they believe you are. And if your brand still feels mid-level, it's because you haven't made the decision yet. The decision that says, this is who I am in the market and I don't move beneath it. In my agency, I've seen this over and over again. Clients don't start attracting high ticket clients when their visuals get better. They start attracting them when their identity shifts. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly what that shift looks like, so your brand doesn't just look better, it becomes undeniable. If you're ready to stop blending in and actually position yourself at a higher level, go ahead and hit like and let's get into it. If you're new here, I'm Mariah, award-winning luxury brand designer and business coach. I help women build high-ticket coaching and consulting brands that actually reflect their level, strategically, visually, and psychologically. And on this channel, we don't just talk about how to make things look better. We talk about how to position yourself so the right clients already trust you before you ever sell. So if that's the kind of brand you're building, go ahead and hit subscribe. You don't have a branding problem, you have an identity problem. Most people think branding problems are visual. They look at their website and say, this doesn't feel high end. But what they're actually seeing is the result of an internal decision that hasn't been made yet. Because visual branding problems live in the external world. We can all look at a website and have opinions about it. But identity problems, those live internally and they're shaping everything without you realizing it. And this is why you can invest in a beautiful brand and still not attract high ticket clients. Because if your identity doesn't match your brand will never hold. The shift most people don't even realize they need. Here's where it gets interesting. Most of the women I work with aren't even aware of the belief that's holding them back. It feels like a fact, like I need more experience first, or I'm not at that level quite yet. But those beliefs are quietly controlling every decision you make. Your pricing, your messaging, the way you show up. And once you actually see it, you can't unsee it. You start realizing that belief has been creating every result in your business up to this point, which means if nothing changes, nothing changes. Why fixing your brand can actually keep you stuck. This is the part most people don't want to hear. The most dangerous move you can make is rushing to fix your brand, hiring a designer, redoing your website, or spending hours in Canva trying to make it feel more luxury. Because if you haven't done the identity work first, you're just building a more polished version of the same limitation. And I see this constantly. At a certain level, it's not about how good your brand looks. It's about whether your brand is built on a solid identity or a shaky one. If this is landing for you, comment identity. Because this is where most women get stuck and they don't even realize it. What high-end brands decide first? Luxury brands don't start with visuals, they start with a decision, a non-negotiable standard of who they are in the market. And once that decision is made, everything else becomes obvious. The messaging sharpens, the visuals elevate, and the pricing aligns. Not because they figured out branding, but because they decided who they are. And this is exactly the kind of shift I walk through with clients when we're looking at their brand at a deeper level. Because most brands aren't broken, they're just built on an identity that no longer matches where they want to go. The real work of building a high-end brand. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. You don't build a luxury brand by upgrading your visuals. You build it by upgrading your identity and then letting your brand reflect that. Because high-end clients aren't looking for perfect design, they're looking for certainty, and certainty doesn't come from your logo, it comes from you. If you're starting to see where your brand might be misaligned, this is exactly the kind of thing we look at inside my luxury brand audit. Not to fix your brand, but to realign it with the level you're actually stepping into. And if you want to understand the next layer of this, how to actually position yourself at that level, go watch this video next. How to brand yourself like an A-list celebrity.